Hello there and welcome to Your Life Rocks. This is the place for working Christian moms. So if that is you, I hope that you hit subscribe and hit the little bell icon so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos to help you create more balance in your life and to help you excel in everything that God has called you to, whether that's your marriage, being a mom, your career, or anything else that He has thrown your way. Now today we are talking all about how to be more productive at work and how to stay focused, whether you're working at home or working in an office. You know, both of them come with their own set of distractions and it can be really, really difficult to be productive. And I think all of us, when we're devoting that much time to something, we want to be effective in our career. We want to be able to stay focused and be productive all day long. So the things we're going to talk about today are some of the tools that I personally use to keep myself organized and focused so I can be as productive as possible and achieve all of the goals that I've set for myself in my career. I'm going to walk you through how I work these tools, how they kind of work into my monthly routine, my weekly routine, and my daily routine. And if you're looking for more information on any of the tools that I share in today's video, you can catch it right down below in the description. I will have links to everything that I am talking about. All right, so let's get started. All right, now before we can get into all of the tools and how to really stay productive while you are working, we have to kind of start all the way back at ground zero, because you can be productive, but what are you being productive with? We first have to set some clear goals and have some clarity around what production actually means for you and what is the desired outcome that you are hoping to get. And again, this applies whether you are working from an office, whether you're working from home, or you're doing something kind of in the middle. Having that clear definition for yourself on what success is and what productivity is and what it is that you're working for really helps you make a good, clear plan, and it helps you know that you're successful at the end of the day. Now for me, when I'm starting out this clarity process, I kind of think about my annual goals that I've set for myself or that I have overall in my company or in my career for myself, as well as the quarterly goals that feed into that annual goal, and so on and so forth. And if you want some extra tools in helping you create this clarity and helping you really set some strong goals for yourself to help you reach your career goals, you can find them under the resources section inside the Life Balance membership. We will link to that down below. Okay, so a lot of the tools I'm going to share with you today are kind of more on the computer. They're more things that are electronic, but at the heart of it, I am a paper and pencil kind of girl, and I like to write things out. That's the best way for me to process things. However, I use technology to keep me on track. So you'll notice here behind me is the whiteboard in my office, and you might not be able to see all of the details from as far away as the camera is, but this is really where I gain my clarity, where I think about what my goals are and what actions, what projects are gonna help me bring that goal into fruition, what's gonna help me bring me across the finish line. And I will write all of those things down on here with my dry erase markers so that I make sure that there's very crystal clear on what needs to get done, because I can put stuff in different softwares and play around with things, but it just is a time suck for me. So I'd rather get clear on this, which is natural for me, and then once this is clear, move it in to the technical systems that I am going to show you in a minute. So for you, it might be that you have different departments or different job functions that you're gonna kind of list those different goals, or it might even be that you have different goals that you wanna categorize and then the projects underneath there that's gonna help you achieve that goal. For me, I have the different kind of roles that I have in my career. One of them is with Your Life Rocks. Even though it's not necessarily a career that pays me money, it is something that I devote a lot of time on, I'm very passionate about, and I have to stay organized and focused in order for me to fit it into my schedule. So it is up here. You'll also see over here where it says personal, because as I'm brainstorming and thinking, I might also start thinking about things that come up on my personal to-do list or projects that have to do kind of a little bit with work, but maybe a little bit also with my kids or my husband or my house or my finances or anything else. And so that goes here, because if it's gonna come into my mind, I might as well get it out and start planning with it. It's one of the things that I do called stacking. I normally like to put everything in silos, but sometimes we have to stack one silo on top of the other in order to maximize our time. And I have an upcoming video all about that. So again, if you haven't hit subscribe, make sure you do so you don't miss out on the stacking video that's coming up. But I have everything that's personal listed here so that way if it pops into my mind, I can capture that thought and not just let it go away. And then up here, you will see where I have my SOPs, standard operating practices. Standard operating practices are essentially habits that help move you forward, and you can have SOPs in all different areas of your life, but especially for your career, I have my daily, weekly, and monthly SOPs, because while they're not necessarily a project base, hopefully those SOPs are contributing towards the goals that I've set, and they help to give me clarity as I move into my other systems. Now, typically I will do this kind of a brain dump annually, maybe quarterly. It's 2020, so everything keeps changing. So I've had to do this a couple times already this year, but typically once, twice, maybe 3 or 4 times a year maximum is when I need to do this kind of a brain dump. Obviously, if you're starting a new job or you're pivoting in your career, you'll want to start this process all over again. But even if it is in the middle of a quarter, even if it's in the middle of the year, and you just want to get organized, it's a great place to start. Okay, so now that you have the clarity, you have your goals, you have kind of an idea of the projects that are going to help you achieve those goals, let me show you what to do next. Okay, so when I'm talking about having that monthly focus of all of the projects and everything that needs to be done, Asana is my tool of choice. So in here is where I keep all of the things. You'll notice I even have some personal type things in here. These are my recent projects that I've worked on, but over here on the side, you can kind of see business tasks. So these are more of like the reoccurring, not project-based things that are always happening in my work. And then I have different categories of different things that I do for work, and then Your Life Rocks and personal. As I said before, Your Life Rocks is not my full-time job. It's just my passion project, but it does require a lot of time and a lot of organization in order for me to get things done. So I definitely use Asana. So once a month, I'll go in through all of these based off of my goals, based off of the projects, and just update everything that needs to be updated. And then I will check in on this like once a week. But the cool thing is that this stuff, once I have it planned out in here, it feeds into what I do on my daily planning, which makes it nice and easy. Now, the other cool thing is I can filter it by my tasks. I can filter it by my inbox, tasks that are due soon. So I can kind of put some deadlines on those and see what is coming up soon. So my project that I have coming up soon is one of my business tasks, one of my reoccurring things that happen every single month at the beginning of the month, which is the monthly plan. And there's a lot of steps that go into these, but this is the cool thing with Asana is that you can set up a task and then subtasks to those things. So if there's like a bigger project that you want to be able to do, and then it requires more steps, then you can do that. I'll show you how I kind of use it for my personal things as well. The cool thing with Asana is you can use it in a board way or you can use it in a list way. So this is for my sister when she came to visit. And so really there's like the to-dos that I had here, and then I put it in by day that they were going to be here. So I could be thinking about what it is that we're doing, what it is that we're eating, you know, what the sleeping situation is, all of that kind of stuff for her trip here. So this is kind of how I use it on a personal basis. Now, I use the free version. So there's a lot of other things that you can do if you had the paid version. I just don't pay for it. I use the free version. So, but there is a lot more that you could be doing. And again, you can look at it in a list form to kind of have an organized to-do list, or you could use it in a board form. And it's just really easy to like move things around and to go into them. So for example, here I could go into one and I could make some subtasks to help me be organized. And again, all of the stuff that I put in here, it's going to feed into what I do on my weekly and my daily planning automatically. It's just integrated that way. So I can plan out everything here, and then it will feed into when it actually needs to be done. All right, so I just took you through my monthly planning and how I use my project management software, Asana. But there are a lot of other project management software that you could choose. I mean, for one, no matter what you want, if there's a certain software that your company says you have to use, then that is what you have to use. I've used a lot of them. I've used Trello, I've used, of course, Asana, Monday, a lot of them. And I love trying out new project management software and tools because there's always going to be something better. And so I'm always looking for what that next best thing is going to be. I have to say Monday is probably my all-time favorite, but it is costly, where Asana is free. So that is what I choose to use. But if you try Asana and you're like, this is just not working for me, feel free to try any of the other project management software. The big thing is you just want to make sure you are organized with the goals and visions that you've set for yourself and the clarity of the projects that will help you get that done, and how you can remember what those details are, where you are in the project, and so on and so forth, because that just keeps you on track, which is the purpose of a project management software. All right, so now that we've talked about kind of what we do on a monthly basis in planning those projects, now let's go into our weekly planning. Okay, in order for me to stay focused and productive each and every single week, I have to do my weekly planning, and it's more than just planning my food, doing the laundry, making sure the house is clean. It certainly does help with my work too. And this doesn't necessarily have to be done when you're doing your weekly planning per se. I'm going to pull up my Life Balance Planner, the digital version, so you can see this is inside of Life Balance membership, and these are some of the planning tools that we have available. But we're going to go to the Life Balance Planner so that you can see. So when I'm doing my my weekly planning for work to make sure I stay focused, this is the digital version of the planner. You can order it and have it paper, whether it's spiral bound, or we have it also where it's hole punched for a disc style notebook, and that's all linked in the description below. But when I'm doing my weekly planning for my work purposes, I will do that on either a Friday night or sometimes even on a Sunday night. I'll sneak into my home office and do this, but I really like to do it on Friday night when I'm closing out the week. So this is the weekly planning sheets that are in the planner, and here is the spot where I want to get to, which is the career projects and then kind of the week at a glance. So down here are important things this week. So if there's something coming up where I might be traveling for work or working late or needing to cover something for someone, whatever it is, then I can kind of put that in these spots here. But then I also have my career projects. So this is where I might go back to my Asana board and really think about, like, what are the key things that I want to accomplish this week? And then I can put them in here just as a way to kind of keep me focused and understanding like what it is that I am going to be doing and kind of how it relates back into my calendar. All right, so then my daily planning, I use a program called Sunsama, and this is my actual day. I'm going to walk you through what my day planning looks like so you can kind of see. This is really an inside view. But remember I said that things would come through Asana here. So this is where you can kind of see everything that kind of comes through Asana and how it integrates. So all of those projects, they can come up right here, which is great. You can select it, you can filter through it. It makes it really fantastic, actually, I think, and making it nice and easy to be able to get everything that you need. So you can see everything that has been in my Asana projects, and it has due dates, and you can notice some of the due dates I haven't done because honestly, when COVID happened, a lot of things kind of got pushed onto the back burner, and I haven't assigned a new date to it yet because I started doing that and then everything kept continuing and we don't really know what it looks like, but I didn't want to lose the task or the project. So it's still on Asana. The dates aren't just 100% accurate on some of the backdated things, but I can just as easily grab them and put them on to the day. Now, when I'm doing my weekly planning, I will take these things and put them over on the week. And then once I get into the full view, you'll kind of see, and I'll be able to walk you through kind of what it looks like from there. But this will show me like everything that I want to get done today. You can also integrate it with Todoist, which I have, your Google Calendar, and then there's some things that are archived if you're not getting to your tasks. Then you go to next, and then you can push things on to tomorrow or even onto the next week. Now you'll notice this little number here at the top. This is the number that I kind of use as my competition, my measurement point. This is how much time is required to do all of these things. So when I put something on here, I can put on here, so for example, in our Facebook group for Your Life Rocks, how much time I think it's going to take me to do what I need to do in there today is 15 minutes. So when I do that, it adds up everything that I say I need to get done today, and it puts it here. Now, obviously, there's not even 25 hours in a day, and I'm not working 100% of the time. Now, you'll notice that there's personal stuff in here too, because I really do integrate all of this together as I'm working from home. And you can categorize everything so that you can measure at the end of the week or the end of the month where you're spending your time, which is my favorite thing, to be able to go back and see if I'm really being as productive as I need to be or not. But there's some things in here that, they're going to require a lot of time. Like, for example, our August lifestyle guide, it's going to take me about 4 hours to complete the things that I need to do in there. I might decide, okay, today I'm going to do 30 minutes and write the article about praying for our nation. And then I can move it on to the next day and it will free up some time here. But there's some other things as I'm planning my day, doing my daily planning, that I can say, okay, I need to set some priorities here. What are the main things that I need to be doing in order to, have a productive day? And this will help to keep me focused. This is really like that seed of the beginning of the day that it all begins. So when I decide like, okay, this is not something I need to get done today, I can easily just move it on to tomorrow. That easy. And it just moves on over. And if I decide, okay, you know what, tomorrow is already at 17 hours, there's no way I'm going to get that done, then I can just move it over to the next week, or I can go into it, like for example, this one here, and then I can change the day of when it is that I want to do it, or I can snooze it. You can do all kinds of things to help you really plan out your day, because the goal is to make sure that this gets to an attainable number. Now, for me, I typically work about 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day. I will allow this to be 12 because some things, like for example, checking my email, I might be able to get through my email in 20 minutes instead of 30 minutes, and then that saves me 10. So I try to kind of use it as like a way of competing with myself to stay focused, to try to get things done in less time than I've given myself to do them, and still, do a decent job with it. So you can kind of see how easy it is to map all of that out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just skip to the next screen so you can see then what it looks like. So once you have your day planned, obviously I'm not doing all of this today. I need to really look through it, but I don't want you to sit here and watch me do all that. Then, I can have my Google Calendar here. So if I have meetings or things that are coming up in the day, they will populate here. So I can really kind of see like, okay, what does my day actually look like? And I can finalize my plan, and then I can arrange my tasks in the order in which I want to do them. So for example, this one I can do first. This one I really need to get done. It's a high priority, so it's going to go right there. But you can see how easy it is just to kind of readjust your day so that you have it set with what you want to do. And then once you have it the way you want, you just go, looks good. And then you have everything here. Now you can collapse this column if you want to. It just has like my channels and all of the different calendars and everything that I have linked up here. But you can definitely get rid of that and then have a bigger view. And so this is also what I'll do when I'm doing my weekly planning at the end of the week, is I will look at the next week to say, okay, what do I have outlined each day? What things do I need to get done? And then I can easily move things over so I can theme my days, or just, make it all work a little bit better for me. Now, once you have everything outlined, then you go and you hit this little button that says focus. And this, my friends, is where it becomes really great, because then that's all you see is what you have next to do. You push start and the timer starts. So then you can go and do what it is that you need to do. I'm going to pause that because I really do use this as a metric for myself. So then you can go and do that task. And then when you're done, you mark it off here, and then automatically is going to go to the next one. And then you can hit start and then do that. And it just really keeps you from task to task focused on what it is that you want to get done in that particular day. Okay, so organization and clarity is definitely half the battle. And now that we've kind of covered the tools and the way that you can organize your projects so that you can stay focused and know exactly what it is that you need to work on, hopefully that will help you stay productive and focused at work. But what if distractions come in? What if motivation starts to sink? Because that is the other half of the equation for sure. So I want to show you this little app on my cell phone that really helps me big time in staying focused, because let's face it, sometimes there are things that we need to get done for work that we just don't necessarily enjoy doing or we're not motivated to do. But I know that if I just hunker down and do the hard thing, I can get it done. So I use this app. It's called Brain Focus. You can see it on my cell phone here, but it's basically a Pomodoro timer technique. So you can customize the app for yourself and how long you want your work periods to be versus your break periods to be. I have mine set up for 25 minutes of work time and then 5 minutes of a break. And that 5 minutes of a break might be going to the bathroom, checking on the kids if I'm working from home, getting a drink of water, doing some stretches, checking my email, whatever it is that I feel like I might need to do in the middle of that. But then I know for the next 25 minutes, I can't do anything of those other things. I just need to stay focused on the task at hand, whether I want to or not. I have to stay focused. So you can see it's just as easy as that. And then the timer starts and it just goes. And then it dings at you when it's done. And so it helps to keep me focused for sure in the tasks at hand. Now, the other things that can be a distraction are coworkers or kids coming into your office. And so having set communication and what those cues are. For example, when I used to work in an office, the cue was if the office door was shut, no interruptions. If the office door was open, then you are allowing interruptions. And that was kind of our company culture. And so if I was working on something that was okay to be interrupted, I needed to get up and open my door. Now, as a leader, I wanted to have my door open as much as possible so that my team felt like they could come in and talk to me. But if I knew I needed no interruptions, then I needed to close my door. So it was well communicated in that way. And I've honestly kept that same system here at my house. Right now, my door is open because there's no one else home with me. If there were other people home, the door would be shut so that they knew I was recording a video and not to be interrupted. Now, most of the time, my door is open, but if it's something where I'm on a conference call with someone or doing something for Your Life Rocks, typically the door will be closed. But I try to keep it open as much as possible so my kids know that they can come to me with their concerns, with questions, and that I'm here for them. But sometimes the door's just gotta stay shut. So having those structural things in place to help you from being distracted really does help. And a last tip on the distraction front, sometimes our distractions can come from inside our own heads, not anything that are external. So if there is something, whether it be a thought that keeps coming into your brain or whatever it might be, for me it's often like my brain will start to go on other things when I'm trying to do something or focus on something that I don't necessarily want to do. And it's okay to use that app that I just showed you, the Brain Focus app, for that 5 minutes. And just really like journal whatever it is, write out whatever it is that keeps flooding your mind. If it's something that is pressing and you need to take care of, just take care of it. Get it out of the way so that you can get it out of your head and get back to work and get focused again. I hope that this video was helpful for you. If it was, please share it with a friend who is also maybe looking for some more help in balancing being a mom and working and all of the other things that God has brought them to. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, keep building a life that rocks. Bye.